Well, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60, and I hope you can hear me okay because the wind is pretty crazy at the moment. Anyway, on this episode, I still have my good friend Mark's lovely E90 325 manual sedan, and he's had this car for about 10 years, and something he's always wanted was the shadow line trim. He wanted it so bad that when he first got the car, he actually tried removing the trim, and I'm not kidding, for 10 years he's had a little bit of a bent trim on the driver's door, but he tried wrapping it. He never got the balls to actually paint it, and I don't think he ever worked out how to remove the trim. So after I just filmed that CarPlay video that hopefully you've seen, I was looking at my parts car, which has turned out to be relatively useless due to the engine being no good, but it had the shadow line trim, and I thought I'd have a go at trying to remove it and seeing how hard it is, and it literally just slid straight off. So I thought, while I got Mark's car, why not give him a bit of an upgrade that I know he wants, and we'll give him some shadow line trim. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I think I've got it down pat how to remove it without causing any damage, so I'll show you on this car how to get the trim off. All right, so on the E90 trim, I managed to just slide it straight off the door. Now, both the two trims I just removed, they have this little section just at the back, and that sort of clips on over the door, and that's what allowed me to pull it out. And it's just got a rubber groove, so hopefully this is going to be the same sort of thing. Now, I actually got it started by using a screwdriver. If you're going to have a go at this, be really careful not to scratch your paintwork with a screwdriver. But yeah, let's see if we can encourage it to come off. I guess because we're going to be replacing this trim, we don't need to be too careful with it. But I was really careful with the trim on the black trim, so we didn't damage anything that we need. Okay, that feels much more solid than what was on the E90. I'm just going to try and loosen up this end a bit. The E90 trim did appear to be siliconed at the front. I don't know if that's aftermarket or what. Okay, so I've just lifted the front of the very trim out of the rubber line. To be honest, this feels much more solid than it did on that E90. The E90's literally just slid straight out. Let's see. Get under there. Okay, managed to get a little bit of movement then, levering it with the screwdriver. I know this camera angle is not the best, I do apologise. So I've got the screwdriver hooked under the chrome trim, and then I'm just pulling back with the screwdriver. Whoa, right, we got it loose. Okay, and now it should just slide off. Well, it did off the other car anyway. Yes. So if you're going to repaint your trim, you do need to be very careful when you slide it off not to bend it. But if you do it like that, that comes off pretty much perfectly. And these are just slide in and out. So we'll put this one aside, and we'll try and get the rear one off. I'm really sorry about the camera angle. Sometimes I could do with another camera person. Just trying to hook the screwdriver underneath the end of the trim. Tight. I'll try and lever off the front of it again, just in case it has got a bit of glue. So that's just loosened up the front. Now I guess you could literally just pull them straight up, but I think you would banana it quite badly. And banana it is the official term. She's starting to go. It's It's all about getting the screwdriver under the trim and just getting enough force on it for it to pull out. It's a fair bit of force. Whew. And once you've got enough out like that, you can keep pulling. Sweet, and that's the other one out, and she's still nice and straight. So if you were, as I said before, if you're going to repaint them, you could just paint them and refit them. Although it may be difficult to, I don't know what's involved in painting chrome. And I'll leave these aside just in case Mark ever does want to go back to stock. But in the meantime, we'll clean these runners out and we'll try and fit one of the new ones. All right guys, so I've just got some soapy water in a medium stiffness brush, and I'm just going to try and clean out those rubbers. Obviously they're quite old now, so we'll just get any dust and grime out of them that we can. It's actually just car wash that's in this bucket, so I'm hoping it will help lubricate it, although I will spray some quick detailer on it as well, just to help lubricate. Okay, so this is the rear trim, and something I did notice that was different between the M Sport E90 and this one. The M Sport has these larger rubber pieces on the end of the trims, hope you can see that, where the E90, it's all part of the main strip. So I wonder if, okay. Oh, I know it gets confusing with two E90s. I should say silver and black. So I've just kind of just crumbled off, but I've removed that last section of strip so we can get that one in. And I better give this a clean as well. And I'm actually going to spray it with a spray wax, just for a little bit more of a lubricant, and we'll see if we can get it on. I'll let it even start to go. Okay, it seems to be working. That's gone down in the groove. The rubber has dried, so I'll just put a bit more spray wax on it. This seems almost too easy. All right, I don't know if you heard that, but the very end had just popped out, but luckily it popped back down, but I think we've nailed it. Yeah, she's actually sitting down perfectly. Well, that was easier than I thought it was going to be to apply it. Now let's do the front one. Okay, so with the front one, I've just cleaned it again, cleaned this piece. Hope you can see that. And again, I've just removed, it's like it breaks off perfectly. Just removed that last little bit of trim on the car to allocate for this trim here. Now this one, it's like it's all one end piece. So it might have been a different, I think that car is 1 year newer than this one. Anyway, let's put some slippery stuff on and we'll slide this one in. Hopefully you can see that, guys. I'm trying to get you guys so you can see it, sorry. It all slides in quite well. I need to get the car, let's latch there. All right, she goes a little bit tighter under the mirror. There she is. That is much easier to refit than I thought they were going to be. That's hooked under. That's all nice. Well, 2 door trims switched over to black. They do need a polish, and I will get to that shortly. Okay, so right, the next one is the big chrome piece. Well, the upper piece. Now, I've actually, on that gold car over there, had to repair that rear section on that, so I actually know how these all work. They do just clip off. However, it can be a bit tight trying to go around on an angle. Once you've got the back out, so I think they've got 1 clip there and 1 clip there, and you sort of need to get those out, and then you can get the top bits out. Like that. Okay. It's probably better two-handed. Just try and pop that one down. Okay, I'll put you back up on the tripod. And I'll pull all those clips off. Okay, so we have broken quite a few clips there. So as you can see, we've still got that clip's broken, that clip's broken. Now I got a couple of good ones. Now I was kind of expecting the clips to break because, like I said, we've had broken clips on that car. But hopefully, so we've got 1, 2, 3, missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I think we've probably damaged about 6 clips, but what I'm hoping is I'll be able to use clips from this one to make everything work fine. So I guess I better get this one taken off as well. Okay, so we've got the black trim, or the shadow line trim, off of the parts car, and I've replaced most of the clips, but I just thought I'd show you how they clip in. So if you're gonna do this yourself and you don't have a spare set of trim, so you're gonna paint your chrome ones black, I would probably recommend buying a few of these clips. They're a pretty basic clip, so hopefully they're not too expensive, but between the 2 cars that we've, on this one just here, just the passenger side, I've probably broken about 5 clips removing the trim. But yeah, they just slide on, and there's actually divots in the tape there so we can see where each one's supposed to go. But now we have all of the clips ready to go. I'm actually going to go and give this a hose out with the hose so it's properly clean, and then we'll refit it back onto Mark's car. All right, let's try and get this new one, well, not the new one, but the shadow line on the car. So we've got all the clips in, and she's had a clean, and they should be pretty close to where they need to be. I'm just starting at the front and working my way back, sort of if the clips need any little bit of realignment, you can move them quite easily. So that's all the front ones. I haven't actually locked it in yet. I want to make sure, make sure everything lines up. Front one's in. That one's in. In, in, in. Okay, it all needs to go forwards a little bit. Okay, so that back one's not quite lining up. I'm going to lock the front in, and I'll try and adjust that rear clip. Just don't want it to fall down and scratch the paintwork, but we're pretty much done. That's got it in. So with that back one, all I had to do was actually pop it into the car and then clip it onto the rail. It was just a bit tight to get it on the corner, which could be the way I aligned them. There we go. That is one side done. Oh, I think it looks so much better. All right, I'm gonna crack on with the driver's side, and I might give the car a wash, and then I'll have a bit of a walk around afterwards. Well, just had a wash, and I think it looks a hell of a lot better. Ooh, changing the chrome to black, huge difference. And it's all gone pretty well. So this side didn't use any glue, it all sort of popped straight back on, everything went mint. There was a little bit of adjustment needed around this area with that clip that you might have seen. I have touched up the scratches that were in it just with a Nico for now, but I might do it with a proper black touch-up paint. This side wasn't quite as straightforward. As I pulled this trim off of the parts car, this part actually broke away. So that has now been re-glued together. And I ended up putting that front piece on and then the rear piece on. Again, a bit of a touch up there, but when you get back, oh, it's like a fake M Sport now. Although it does have M3 side skirts. There you go. Look, I think this is one of the best things you can do to a base model Beamer. Get rid of the chrome trim. I've known this car for like 10 years and that makes it look so much better. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I reckon if I'd have known how easy it was, we would have painted these ages ago. But they're pretty easy to remove and refit. Look guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions about removing your ones from your E90, hit us up in the comments below. Pretty straightforward. I would say if you haven't got a spare set of trims like what we had today, well, the GoPro just went flat. Hopefully you can still hear me all right, but I was just going to say if you haven't got a spare set of trims like what we had today, make sure you grab yourself some spare clips from BMW before you pull it apart, because there's a good chance you're going to break a few of them. I mean, you could glue them back together, but I hate gluing clips and that sort of things on these things. It's much worth the small expense to make it all fit perfectly. Anyway, end it off here. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. BMW Life. Peace.